Hi, it's Dr. Stone, and I'm back for part 2 of things once thought to be caused by witchcraft, which turned out to just be normal shit. So let's get into this part of the list. Okay, up next we have epilepsy. Yep, epilepsy. For centuries, epilepsy was thought to be the work of evil forces or witches conspiring against somebody to give them attacks, these epileptic seizures. People thought for centuries that it was the work of the devil or demons or witches. We know that that is not the case today, right? Yeah, we know today that it has to do with the electrical activity in the brain, but that's only because of science. All right, so there's the first one. Mental illness, in particular schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, typically bipolar 1, but schizophrenia is one of the only mental illnesses that spans across all cultures. Interesting fact. But yeah, back in the day, for a long time, if you had a mental illness, in particular schizophrenia and bipolar, I guess, that would, proof that you were in cahoots with the evil forces, because that was your punishment for doing work against God. Okay, yeah, so if you're mentally ill, you're screwed. All right. Sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis was thought to also be caused by someone attacking you, malevolent forces attacking you. Okay, we now understand that that's just a temporary disconnect between the brain and the body upon waking up. And it's, not very long period of time, but back in the day, it was thought to be the work of evil witches or the devil. Right? Fun times. Sleepwalking. Sleepwalking. You sleptwalked? Oh. Probably find yourself locked up and burned at the stake. Yep. If you were a sleepwalker, yeah, it's because the devil was controlling your body, or evil witches were, again, controlling your movements and therefore causing you to be like a zombie and sleepwalk, right? It's always witches. Herbal medicine. Herbal medicine was considered to be evil, demonic, the work of evil witches. Now, this one might be true about the witch part, because where witchcraft comes from in the first place is from the midwives and the healers that serviced their communities, okay? And they typically were women that were maybe older, maybe they were widowed, maybe they were kind of weird and eccentric, and those were the ones that got the, crappy end of the stick here, because despite all the good they did for their communities, people would blame them. If you went to somebody and you asked for a remedy and it worked, that's devil. If you went for a remedy and it didn't work, that's the devil. Can't win. You cannot win here, okay? And the last one on this list is alchemy. Alchemy, the precursor of chemistry, science, okay, was considered to be the devil or witchcraft. Okay, and this one makes sense to me because the church was very against this. Like, the church liked to say that everything came from God, right? And if you looked at it in a logical sense, you can still argue that point that, okay, well, if you all believe that God made everybody in his image, right? Okay. And therefore they have an aspect of God in them, right? Because that's what that means, right? Okay. Then why couldn't it be that they learned how to do this alchemy, or the herbal medicine for that matter, because of that divine aspect that's within them? Makes sense, right? No, it's evil. I mean, I don't understand the reasoning here, but the point is that, again, I research things that are considered to be fringe, I guess. They're starting to get more, accepted because of quantum physics and quantum mechanics. But previously, if you said something about UFOs, okay, you're crazy. But now the government admits that that's a thing. And ghosts, you're crazy. But now quantum mechanics can account for this with non-locality or quantum entanglement. Or psychic phenomenon, whatever, you're crazy. But now also quantum mechanics or quantum physics is also able to account for this as well, at least in theory. So my point of this whole series that I'm going to be doing is about, like, to remember, before you knock something, before you outright dismiss it or accuse it of being evil, because people still do that, unbelievably, they do. Take a moment and remember all the things that used to be considered bad, evil, that were just regular shit. Yep, just regular shit. People used to go get exorcisms for having epilepsy. Do you know how much trauma that probably caused those people? you know? Yeah. So a lot of the time, the people that are complaining and saying things are a work of the devil are probably the most likely to commit acts that would be more in line with the work of the devil than the people that they're accusing in the first place. So just something to consider before you outright dismiss things because you don't have evidence or proof of it yet. Because unless you're keeping up with all the research, unless you're keeping up with all of the research from all the countries, okay, on every field that it might be, you know, covered in, right? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So there's that. So that's just my 2 cents. But what do I know? I'm only a former research scientist and a doctor. You know, I guess I probably don't know that much. Anyways, have a good day.